My name is Jailani Hussein. I'm the Executive Director for the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE Minnesota. Executive Director of CARE Minnesota. We're gathered here today on another day with the faith leaders of the Muslim community here in Minnesota, particularly the Somali American faith leaders, to make a brief statement, an update, as well as also to provide some understandings on what is next, how people can help. First of all, I want to just say that we are still grieving as a community. There are still numbers of people in our community who are, do not know the fate of their loved ones, including their fathers, their cousins, their aunts. There's still close to almost 100 people missing. So the community is still feeling the pain and the sorrow of this tragedy, but we are focused now on the next steps, how we can support those who are fighting for their lives, how can we support those who are affected, and also to console the family members who are here, including the Ahmed Iyo and others who are families who have been affected with this tragedy. And so our community has come together again to provide that. As far as individuals who are American citizens who are still missing, at this point we don't know any new information particularly around that, but still there's still countless of numbers of people who have not been found. So we reiterate our statement we've been making, our condolences to those who have lost their life, to the family members who have been affected by this tragedy. And we have seen tremendous support and a great deal of support from our community members, from the larger international world, who have shared their solidarity with the victims and those families who are affected. And we are going to continue to provide support. So today we have few leaders who will provide us a little bit of an update and what is next steps around this unfortunate tragedy. I'd like to first introduce Abdul Wahid Usman, who is the board member of the mosque here, the Ummat al-Islam Islamic Center.
Thank you very much, Brother Jilani. Again, I would like to reiterate and commend what our brother Jilani said. Last night here at this building, faith leaders from various faith groups, institutions, mosques throughout the Twin Cities gathered here. The purpose was to make sure that the voice of the faith leaders is heard. And after tremendous discussion that focused on the Islamic views and teachings and the role of the Islamic scholars and faith leaders in the community, the faith leaders issued a press statement, and I would like to basically go over a few points that were issued as part of that press release. First of all, the faith leaders, many of whom are represented here today and some of whom are not here and were not able to make, strongly condemn the barbaric act that claimed the lives of more than 300 innocent people in Mogadishu, Somalia last Saturday. The faith leaders emphasize that such an act is heinous, and Islam as a religion of peace condemns such an act. It's illegal under Islam, and Islam always calls for peace. And therefore, from an Islamic perspective, the faith leaders issued their statement strongly condemning such an act. They also expressed their condolences to the family members and loved ones of those who were impacted by this tragedy. The faith leaders call upon the international community, our Minnesota community, and all those who love peace to support and lend a helping hand to those in need today in Mogadishu. They specifically thanked the Turkish government, which took initiative in sending a hospital jet and other health equipment. It also commends the United States government, which eventually sent a plane full of supplies, including medical supplies. We also commend our local initiatives where individual citizens, organizations, and community members all expressed their profound sadness and also came and express it to the Somali community their help and express their support in this hour of need. Again, the Muslim community and the Islamic faith leaders in the Twin Cities strongly condemn such an act, and they call upon all of us to come together in this hour. They have taken the first step in ensuring that they provide support to those who are impacted. This coming Friday, there will be a fundraiser throughout the mosques within the Twin Cities. Such funds will be gathered for the sole purpose of sending humanitarian aid to those who are impacted in Mogadishu, including hospitals, health workers, and parents and relatives of those who are impacted. So we call upon all our community members to participate in that. They are also planning fundraisers through different methods, including GoFundMe program and website that citizens, normal citizens, could in fact contribute to. They are also planning a public event where there will be a vigil and will also give opportunity to the larger Minnesota community to also participate. Again, we reiterate that we stand united today. We are heartened as faith leaders here today by the outpouring of support that was received from Minnesota community as well as the international community and all those who expressed their support for the Somali people in this hour of need. Thank you very much.
Imam Hassan Jama, you have already met him. Jami.
Bismillah. According to the tradition of Islam, we say when we hear this type of the tragedy, Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un, which is Islamic tradition, which means we all go back to God and asking blessing of God, shower on the souls of those lost, and asking God that to heal those injuries. As Sheikh Abdul Wahid mentioned, the all imams in the Twin Cities, especially in Minnesota, in Twin Cities, agreed to help. And one of the big projects that we launched last night called Give Mogadishu. That's a big project that asking not only the mosques, all institutions, including the Minnesotan organizations, to help through the Somali community, especially the mosques. And we as a faith leaders also ask the American government to lift the restrictions or the immigration ban against the Somali nationalists. We also ask to stop deportations based on the humanitarian grounds. And we ask the American government to help U.S. aid through the Somali federal government and through the non-governmental agencies, Somali agents and others helping Somalia. And finally, we agreed to bring all the community together for the sake of peace and to support and help for the peace. Thanks.
I just want to mention that we created a hashtag Give to Mogadishu, GIVE 2 Mogadishu MUQDISHO. Give SU. I'm saying U. The last letter is U. So that's that hashtag. We meant everybody to contribute, and please follow that hashtag. So in order for us we'll put all our GoFundMe page and all the efforts that we're doing. We're gonna try to put it together, and we appreciate. Thank you.
Conclude with that, unless if they have any questions.
I have a quick question. Given the long-standing trouble you've had getting money back to Somalia because of the issues and restrictions on remittances, how are you going to ensure that the funds that you raise here are going to get to where they're needed?
So I'll just say that right now there are several international relief organizations, many locally here, who are operating in Somalia. So they are finding ways. To get funds to Somalia. However, we do know that the current policies on remittance towards Somalia is extremely restrictive. which creates a great deal of burden for individuals who want to send money to their loved ones, which is also needed at this moment because there are many families who are now lost businesses, lost opportunities, those who may not work for months, and those who may have even lost their opportunity to work. So there's a lot of people who want to send money back, and there's a great deal of restrictions. At this point, people are still sending money, but we are definitely concerned about the policy towards Somalia when it comes to remittance.
I would just like to add that any perceived or real restrictions should not discourage people from contributing to this worthy cause. It is a fact that people lost their lives. It's a fact that Somalia does not have the infrastructure, healthcare infrastructure, and other infrastructure to deal with this kind of tragedy, the scale of which the country has never seen. Therefore, we again reiterate and call upon everyone who would like to contribute not to be discouraged by those, and there is a way to do this, and the community leaders here last night discussed various ways through which such aid could reach its intended destination. Thank you. If I may add one more thing, that we also, the faith leaders also in fact expressed their appreciation of the role of the local media in fact covering this story. This is a Minnesota story because of the large Somali community, and we are grateful that our local media here was covering this as not only as an international event, but as a local event, and for that we are thankful.